Hello. Welcome to the Under the Hat podcast. Today, we're going to be talking about something we all know and love, which is home-cooked meals. I love them. You love them. You go home for vacation or something, or you've had a long day, and your mom or your sister or your brother or your dad or your grandma or your grandpa, they cook you something. Something delicious, something exciting, something that makes you think of home. And I love that because it's such a symbol of like what our parents want to give to us or what our siblings want to give to us. They want to provide. And they don't just want to give us, protein and the necessary amino acids to survive. It's seriously a symbol of love. They give you something delicious, typically handed down from a recipe book that their grandmother had or their grandfather had, and that recipe goes back another 10 generations, and you've got years and years and decades and centuries of your family cooking for one another. Your grandparents cook for your parents. Your great-grandparents cook for your grandparents. I mean, this goes back throughout all of history. So it's a beautiful thing. So my theory and my thesis is that everyone has a home-cooked meal that they love and a person that they associate it with. So what I've decided to do is go around my college campus and ask people, well, what is the home-cooked meal that they think of when I say the words home-cooked meal? Who's the person that makes it for them? When do they have it? What do they love about it? I want to find out. It's going to be a very wholesome episode. All right, without further ado, here are some of the answers I got. Hello, sir.
Hello.
What is your favorite home-cooked meal?
My favorite home-cooked meal is venison steaks. Also with like some
Gravy?
Actually, we usually have it with horseradish, but I was gonna say some sort of like greens. So it's like Swiss chard or something. It's actually good though.
Wow.
Swiss chard is not often good in my opinion. Yeah.
Who makes this for you?
My father.
Your father.
Yes.
Do you remember the first time you had it?
Not particularly, but it's good.
So it's been a lifelong thing, these venison steaks?
Well, so we these are, let's just say, self-harvested venison steaks. We started hunting roughly when I was 12. I think I shot a deer my first season actually, so it could have been my steak.
So you clean these deer yourself, and you make
yes,
these
I do.
Wow,
it's quite interesting.
So is it? That's probably very fresh then.
It is, and it actually gives you like a better appreciation for hunting. That you're actually, it's an odd thing. It's like you have a respect for the animal when you treat it. It's odd to say, but with care. I'm not sure if that makes sense.
No, it does.
No, it's like if you're gonna take an animal's life, you better give it all the respect that is due. So like some people go like trophy hunting and they just like go for the big rack and like maybe take the prime cuts and that's it. But we don't go. We hunt for the meat. We take as much as we can. Like any scrap meat we get, we grind up for burgers, and those are also very good.
That sounds delicious. So
is.
you're not a vegan?
No, I hate to say it. I mean, no, I don't. Well, sorry. Not that I don't hate to say it, but it's that I'm probably not a vegan.
Fair enough. Do you so you and your dad go on these hunting trips? Anyone else in your family?
My older brother used to. He was actually an excellent shot. He killed a deer from like 200 yards once.
Wow.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Oh my goodness.
What
do you hunt with?
Rifle, 30-06.
So how long have you been doing this?
Since I was 12.
Wow.
Yeah.
So it's sort of like a rite of passage for you?
Yeah, I would say, but it's not a rite of passage for everybody. Some of my sisters hunted. My older sister never got anything. My other sister didn't want to hunt. My younger sister, her first season, she just shot at everything and missed. But she did get something last season. So
congrats.
Yes.
Congrats to your sister. It's very interesting. You've got this tradition of you and your family and you go hunting.
Yes.
So back to the point you made earlier about like treating the animal with the respect that it's due. So it's okay to kill it for the meat. I agree with that, I think. So it, sort of, if you hit the deer in your leg, would you agree that it's your job to find that deer and finish the job so it doesn't live in pain?
Yeah, actually on my first hunt I wasn't allowed to hunt because I wasn't like young enough. But I was with our like instructor, who's a good friend, like Hunter. He hit a deer. It was like he hit it in the neck, so too far forward. So normally you go for like the shoulder, which is like the vital area, but he hit it too far forward, so it was in the neck, and it was sitting there dying, and we had to go out there, and he grabbed the deer and slit its throat. Sorry, it's kind of gruesome.
No, but it's a part of the process.
Yeah,
It's necessary.
because
in this way.
it was clearly suffering, and like we'd already like selected it, I guess. So you had to finish the job. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. So that's venison steaks. That's the
Venison
home-cooked
steaks.
meal.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
You got it.
Hello.
Hi.
Can I ask you, what is your favorite home-cooked meal?
Mac and cheese.
Mac and cheese. Who makes mac and cheese?
My
for you?
mom.
What goes into this mac and cheese?
Noodles, butter, milk, and cheese.
Is it from a box, or she makes it from scratch?
From scratch, except for the noodles. I guess the noodles are technically from a box.
Is your mother Italian?
No, not even.
Where's your mother from?
I have no clue.
Oh,
Her last name's Kish, though.
is it really?
Yes.
Wow.
Her maiden name.
Oh my goodness, that's a great name. Well, let me ask you something. Is there a memory you have associated with this food? Maybe a childhood one?
Not even childhood one. I come home from the gym and I see mac and cheese on the stove, and I'm just like, yes. And then I eat like 2, maybe 3 big bowls. And like I eat it so fast that I don't even swallow before it goes down my throat because that's how much I like it.
Wow. You love your mother?
Yes.
And is mac and cheese an expression of that love? From your mother to you?
Yes, absolutely.
Good. That's beautiful.
Whenever she asks me what I want for dinner, I say mac and cheese. Even if she doesn't ask to say I want mac and cheese for dinner, and she makes it.
That's
'cause she
adorable.
loves me.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Excuse me, sir, excuse me. Hello.
Hi.
Hi. What, if I may, what food do you think of when I say home cooking?
I would have to say, so my mom, every once in a while, like if it's like a feast day or like a birthday or something like that, we'll make a French toast casserole for breakfast, and it's so good. It's my favorite like breakfast food ever. It's just amazing. Yeah.
Wow. French toast casserole. So that's special occasions for that.
Yeah. It's not an everyday thing, which is probably part of what makes it like so good, because you don't have it all the time. So,
Scarcity.
Yeah.
Oh. So, do you remember the first time you had it?
I don't remember the first time I had it, but like.
There's a lifelong sort
Yeah.
of recurring meal.
Yeah.
And you associate it with your mother?
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, that's delightful. Well, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you very
anytime.
much. Hello there. Hello, sir. Excuse me, sir. What is a home-cooked meal that you think of when you go home? What was your favorite home-cooked meal?
Ratatouille with rice.
Like, okay, from the movie Ratatouille.
It's not as fancy, but yes.
Tell me about that. Who makes ratatouille with rice for you?
My mother.
Do you love your mother?
Of course.
Well, what goes into this particular dish?
I would various vegetables, eggplant, zucchini, peppers, tomatoes, and then they're all, I don't know if that's the proper word, maybe sautéed, and makes a very, very good, I'm not finding the right word for it, but you put it over rice, and it's really good to eat with the rice, balances out.
Do you remember the first time you tasted it?
4 years ago, maybe?
4 years ago. Is this something your mom makes on a special occasion, or just when you ask?
Usually a special occasion, but I will ask anyway.
What are some of the occasions on which you have enjoyed ratatouille?
When I go home to visit, if it's my birthday, maybe. Sometimes my mom will just ask if she could make it that night.
Does your family like it too, or is it just you?
I'm definitely the more adventurous eater in our family, so yeah, mostly just me.
So when I say home cooked meal, who do you think of?
What do you mean? Who do I think of?
If I say home cooked meal, is there a person that you think of?
Oh yes, my mother.
Okay, so there's a direct connection, you think, between the emotion of eating that meal, it's like the love that you experience eating that, and the love of your mother, yes?
Absolutely.
Wow. That's delightful. Thank
Yeah.
you, sir.
Thank you.
Hello, sir. Hello.
Hi.
What would you say, if I asked you home cooked meal, if I say the words home cooked meal, what do you think of?
Pizza or pasta? I have some Italian heritage in me, and so my dad always makes pizza. Like, this is like a weekly thing. So like, it maybe even like multiple times a week. I've gotten into making pizza at home, and we just got a pizza oven, so like we can make pizzas in like 60 seconds flat. It's great, but like,
Is it brick oven?
no. It's a metal oven. We found it on Shark Tank.
Oh, very cool. You have a pizza oven.
Yeah, for sure, and it's got like a pizza stone underneath it, so like you got a nice crust underneath. But like for a long time, we just used our regular oven. We would just make pizzas. They're hit or miss. Like sometimes they're really good, and sometimes they're not so great. But that just depends on the dough you have. We've actually come up with a more better way of making dough, so like we'll plan in advance when we want to make pizza, and so like we'll make a dough and then refrigerate it and then take it out. But typically we would just like make a quick dough, be like, okay, here's some yeast, here's some flour, great dough, and then we'd continue with making the pizza.
So, is there a person you associate with this food?
Oh, my dad.
Your
My
dad.
dad for sure.
Oh.
Or if we're talking pasta, my Grammy. She's
grandma?
Yeah. She makes like the best red sauce ever. It's epic. She puts like in whole Italian sausages
Oh.
and like a whole stick of pepperoni and ground beef and the whole 9 yards, and it's just epic.
Oh, that sounds delightful.
Yeah.
Well, thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
yeah,
you very
sure.
much. You have a good day now.
You
Okay. So we learned a little bit about what a home-cooked meal means to everyone. I heard about a French toast casserole, which I hadn't really heard of before. But it seems neat. I'm not going to lie. The idea of French toast and casserole being combined into one unified, magnificent breakfast dish is quite appealing to me. And I think, honestly, when it comes down to it, who are the people that cook these favorite home-cooked meals? Obviously, it's going to be your parents, typically most of the time, with some mention of grandparents, because that's, where the heart is, the home. It's your parents that make your home what it is. I think, in many ways, that food as an expression of love is something that's undervalued. Because, as I've said before, your parents could just provide you with the bare minimum. You could have a protein cube, or all the nutrients. You could eat quinoa for every meal, and it probably wouldn't be too expensive, and you'd be fine. But no, your parents choose to put in a lot of time to make something delicious. What's up with that? Like we could just have processed beef instead. We have salami. Yeah. Essentially, appreciate home cooked meals. They're delicious. They're wonderful. They're a sign that the people who you love you, and there's something you should try to pass down from generation to generation if you can, and preserve, so that one day, many moons from now, a great-great-grandchild of yours can appreciate the same French toast casserole that you so cherished as a child. That's about it. Have a great day. Bye-bye.